Okay, I'm going to show you how to make a simple mount for a GoPro underwater camera here. Things we're going to need, first of all, are a mask. I'm using a low volume Cressy sub. This is the model right here, if you can see it, and the price I paid for it at Divers Direct. You'll need a drill, a Phillips screwdriver. This is the GoPro underwater housing that I have, which is very nice. It has the new flat lens, works very well. You'll need the tripod mount, and I don't know if you noticed, but I filled the end with silicone. Does two purposes. It holds the screw in place, but also keeps the salt water out for corrosion purposes. Another thing as far as corrosion, I always put anti-seize on the threads of the screws, and it will help a lot. You will need a 1/4-20 stainless steel screw for mounting it. I cut a little piece of foam where I'll show you where that goes. I use a small bit for a pilot, drill in the hole, 1/4 inch for the finish hole, and these step drills work really nice in plastic too, which we might give that a try. And so this is where it's going to go, right here basically where the Cressy emblem is. And if you notice, the type of mask you want to choose will be, of course, a low volume for free diving, and I actually like using a low volume for scuba diving too, but you want one with 2 lenses, and the purpose of that is whatever you use, you need a piece of plastic here in the middle is where you're going to drill and mount. And if you pull the back apart here, you'll see what I'm talking about. And that plastic piece right there, which does not touch the lenses or any part of the silicone rubber mask that surrounds the lenses. So it's a nice flat, safe place to drill a hole. And that's where we're going to be doing it. But what I'm doing here is I'm pulling back the rubber, and of course trying to pull my finger out of the way too. I'm going to drill my finger, and then I've already chosen my spot, which is pretty much center of the Cressy emblem here. And I'm going to drill very slowly, because drilling in plastic can be tricky. You can see it peeling off. And I'm going to slow down as it goes through, because I don't want to go into my finger. Clean off that. And now, you could use a 1/4 inch bit, or you could use a step drill. Step drill does a nice clean hole, so I'm going to, in plastic, so I'm going to use my step drill, but either will work. And you can, now that I have the pilot hole, you can go through from the back side, a little safer this way. So anyway, and I'm going very slow here just to be sure. You don't want to drill too far and make the hole too big. You can come through this side too if you wanted to finish it off. Sometimes it chamfers the edge a little bit with the way the step is built. Alright, so that should be a 1/4 inch hole, like the 1/4 inch drill bit, which it is. So, and clean off our working surface here. And now we will take our GoPro tripod mount. We're going to take that, and we're going to take our 1/4 inch diameter 20 pitch thread, I forgot how long that is. I think it's looks like about a 3/4 or ½ inch long. But depending on what mask you use, and you could always stack some washers or lock washers in there. Looks like I have a little bit of debris in here. Blow that clean. And now we place the screw in the hole. Nice fit. And notice how much sticks out. You don't want too much. And at this point, I'm going to use some silicone. A little bit of clear silicone for the job. That's going to help keep this tight in the future and keep some water out. So I do most of my diving in salt water, pretty much all my diving in salt water, and salt water causes problems. So I'm just kind of screw that on, and I want it pointing up, straight up and down. And now we can come on the back side here and snug that down nice and tight. Very tight. We don't want this spinning on us. And let's see, it looks pretty straight, but I want it a little bit straighter, so I can use this to kind of straighten it out a little bit. Spin it a little bit more, and let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. So at this point, we're almost done. I put a little bit of silicone across the top. Again, to keep it from spinning, but also to seal it a little bit. And now, the finishing touch, because you have this screw right about where the bridge of your nose is going to be, and plus on the silicone here, you don't want it poking a hole through or pressing on your nose at all. So I cut this piece of foam, just some thin foam like weather stripping for like a door. It does have an adhesive back to it, which really doesn't matter here, but I do want to peel this plastic off of here just because I don't want it falling off in the future. See, like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this void with a little bit of silicone, especially around the screw. Seal out the water, but also make a little bit of a cushion and hold my foam. Let's get a little light on here so we can see what we're doing. So anyway, push that in, kind of squeeze out a little bit of that silicone. Now it's got a nice, smooth, cushioned surface, and nothing coming out on the bottom. Clean that up a little bit. Try not to touch the lens, of course. Take a paper towel. Just clean up any extra that might be there. One other thing, if you're a little nervous about scratching your new lens or doing any damage, you can put some masking tape on there and just peel it off after the fact. And now, we're ready to mount, well, at least for demonstration purposes. But this is what it'll look like. That silicone still needs to dry for a little while. But you stick that in there, and you will tighten it down. And then, there you go. And this is my second mask. I've done this before and it works very well. I don't have any trouble with bubbles coming up and getting in front of the lens. And you rarely even know that it's there. Just make sure you snug it down nice and tight so it doesn't move around on you at all. But it does work very well. Highly recommend the GoPro brand housing that you see here with the nice rectangle flat lens. You don't get any vignetting around it like some of the other round flat lenses I've used in the past. But good luck and happy diving.